all know that budgeting is an awesome culture to have, especially when we're trying to grow our money. And so, what budgeting tool are you using? Is it helping you track your goals and track your expenses and all of that? Well, in this video today, we are going to look at a budgeting tool you should try out. Hey, beautiful people, welcome back. I'm your girl Matilda, and you know what we do on KwachaTribe.com, which is all about financial literacy and leveling up so that we can live the type of lives that we want. Now, in today's video, I wanted us to look at a budgeting tool that may transform your budgeting game. By the end of this video, you might just be a budgeting pro. And that is a game changer in your financial growth. So before we get into the actual demonstration of how this tool works, I wanted to remind you, for those of you that are new to the budgeting game, welcome. It is amazing that you are actually taking charge of your life and starting to actually budget and plan for your finances. At the core of budgeting, it is financial stability. All we do to budget, the main reason we actually budget, is to have financial stability. And so whatever the case, always have that in mind, and you find that you actually are good and you grow your money easily. Now, there is a level of discipline associated with it. And even if you stumble once or twice, don't worry. We all do that. We get back on the horse and keep riding. Okay. So what tool are you using? Are you using a notepad, an app, or a column, a table? Please comment in the comment section the method you use to budget. But I've used a notebook and pen, which is my trusted because it's always been there, I guess. And I've used an app. There was an amazing app that I came across, and it was good for tracking my expenses. But the challenge I had with it was that I couldn't really link it with my financial goals. And that's how it fell off. But I recently came up with a simple Excel tool that actually helps you budget and put your goals there and actually see visually how your money is moving. So this is what we're going to go through in this video. Looking at the Excel template that I have for you. Now, if you want to also get this Excel template, you can do so by clicking the link in the description box below. Or you can also watch more examples of how to use this Excel template by joining KwachaTribe.com and freely sign up. It's free and it's awesome content. And so please make sure to comment in the comment section. And so let's get to it without further ado.
Hey guys, so welcome. This is Kwacha Tribe Excel budgeting tool. Really awesome. Just look at that beauty. Isn't this good, you guys? Like, we're making progress over here. And over here you have your goals, which we will get into another video. But for this video, we are looking at your income, your expenses, and your savings. So just how you can use this tool to achieve all of that you want. So looking at the income, you see from January all the way to December, by the way, this Excel sheet allows you to do that. You can slot in your incomes for each month as they come. So if this is Mutinta, and this was January, and this was February, March, April, May, June, assuming that it's all the way to December of 2022, right? And in June, Mutinta's income increases by 3,000, and this is another source of income, not per se a job. So this is the salary, there's a side hustle. So this side hustle is pretty cool. And the other side hustle gives him 2,000 purchase. So in all, it's now earning a 10,000 kwacha in June going forward. So this is all the way to, let's say, September. We see the second side hustle has increased its income by 500. So instead of 2,000, it's getting 2,500 and increases its income by 10,500 all the way to December. So now on the monthly budget here in this column, we can see that on average, this is what Mutinta is getting per month on average. Considering there's nothing like, no, in May they were getting this amount or whatever. Just by the end of the year, on average, the amount has been spread across the year. He is getting 91.67. Now, this also helps for budgeting purposes, helps Tinta remain within, a certain framework. Okay, so now we get to expenses. This is where money vanishes, right? So for me, I put tithe there because I do believe strongly in tithing. And so automatically the tool will calculate for you a type based on your total income. So there you can see it was 7,000, it's 700. Of course, you can adjust it. Feel free. If you don't want it, you can remove it, whatever works for you. So when his income increased to 10,000, you can see automatically it also increased. When it increased to 10,500, it also increased over there. Now for expenses, we look at all these. There's rental, there's utilities, there's transport, insurance, medical, internet, entertainment, giving, debt, car service, and the like. Now for January, we can see that actually when we look at adding the savings as well, based on the goals that Mutinta has for this particular year, he is saving 1,450. Then when we look at the total, the income minus the expenses minus the savings, we see that Mutinta is in red, meaning that he has overdrawn his money, he's overspent, he's spent more than he's made money in this particular month. He's gone over budget by 2,050 kwacha. And so ideally, when you create your budget, you want to control for this, to bring it back to a zero budget. So if you say 2,030 kwacha, meaning you have to look, where can I reduce expenses? If you cannot reduce the expenses, this automatically means if you have savings somewhere, you are now eating into your savings. So let's see if we can reduce the emergency fund, let's say by 300, investment by 100, retirement or vacation by 100, and retirement by 100. Okay, he's reduced it. Now it's shooting only by 1,130. So comes over here and sees where else he can adjust. Let's say internet, bring it up to 300, and transport maybe 900, and then how far? He's got a 930, so he has to find a 930. So because he's over budget, maybe he says, okay, I'm avoid giving this month. And entertainment, become creative with entertainment, drop it to 0, and maybe internet, let's see where we 330 kwacha, internet, let's say brings it down to 150 kwacha, then we'll be using his neighbor. And so 180 kwacha that we need to source out. Okay, so rentals is very difficult to adjust that in the short term. And utilities is also a bit difficult to adjust that, but let's say he improves his usage of electricity and water and brings it down to 600 kwacha. Then we are over budget by 80 kwacha. So where do we go next? Maybe transport, he says he will work on a couple of days. So we say 820 kwacha. And so we see that he is white over here. He is now in a zero-based budget, meaning that he has planned for all his money. He's allocated his money in different areas of his life and covered all he needs to cover. A zero-based budget just means that you have planned for everything. You haven't left any money unattended to. And if it's left unattended to, you obviously want to adjust, let's say, on this part over here to make sure that it is always budgeted for, planned for, right? Okay. So getting into February, we see that here he's overshoot by 2,930. Whoa, this is even higher than what he overshot by in the previous month. And so we can see that it is here, the car service, that has actually also skyrocketed the amount. And so because car service is something you really can't avoid, you want to, make adjustments and corrections somewhere in the expense category and the savings category, right? Okay. And so you see that he has actually, when it's in gold, it means that he's got some money left over. And so what you want to do to take it to a zero-based budget, meaning he can actually take it into either savings or expenses. And now key to remember is, of course, you always want to have a zero-based budget here. Even on this part here, on the monthly budget, it means that on average, he's actually having money left over. And so once he corrects that for all these months here, this one automatically gets corrected. So all of this is done automatically. All you have to do is just use in your numbers and make sure that you are watching the zero-based budget from the bottom over here. I want to show you what the charts are doing. So when you get to the charts, see that there are 3 pie charts, and these pie charts are going to be showing you on average where most of your money is going or coming from. So for example, on monthly sources of income, you can see that for all your sources of income, 51% of them is actually your salary. So you know that your job is really important, and if you lose it, you are going to significantly reduce your income. Compared to if you lose side hustle 1, that's only 22%, you can still somewhat be okay because of side hustle 2, that's like 27% of your income. Now, looking at expenses, by this one, you can actually see which expense gets most of your money. And from here, we can see it is rentals. Rentals get 31% of your income. And you can actually see the second one is your debt. So you're obviously making sure that you really drop that debt down to a manageable fee, or actually clear it out completely. When you look at your savings goal, you can see that your majority of your savings goes to your emergency fund. And if for me, looking at someone who's got this, I would know that they're aggressively trying to build the emergency fund, which is good because then they know they're trying to cushion and protect their money.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Now remember to hit that subscribe button so that you do not miss any new upload. Also, join our community by visiting www.kwachatribe.com. See you soon.